Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is day 28 of trying to reach the rating of 2000 ELO online. I'm right now 18-11. I lost 7 points yesterday, and we're gonna play another 15-minute game against someone from Israel. Fuck Israel. Of course, we're gonna board the game. Now we're gonna play another one. What's wrong with chess.com? You only like, oh my god. 1970. Come on, bro. He's from my country. He's from my country, but he aborted. 1978. Wow. I don't know why he aborted the game. Maybe the same reason that I aborted because he was like someone from Israel, and he aborted because someone was playing from the U.S. I'm not from the U.S. It's just flag. Indonesia, Singapore. Ooh, the richest country in the world. Advanced or what? Oh, I hate this, but let's go. And knight goes back to g3, then we go all the way back. Sometimes they develop the knight or the bishop, or they go with the pawn here. One of 3 moves. That move. We go here. He's gonna develop his knight. We have to go knight to d7. Yeah, all theory here. All theory. We need to stop him from playing this. Now he might play bishop here. No. Okay, then we simply just develop the knight. We want to go e6, and at some point he's gonna play bishop to d3. And at that point we simply just take the bishop. Yeah, because you definitely don't want him to take and you have an isolated pawn there. So we're gonna go here, put the bishop on d6. Sometimes they castle, sometimes they get the bishop out. And to be honest, always in this variation, bishop to f4 is really annoying. So he might play this move. But I think I'm just gonna play this, attacking him right away, forcing the bishop back. So this, you always have to reply with knight to d5. Right away. Right away. You cannot go here because you can simply take. And he doesn't have this because of our pawn. And then we're gonna put the other knight here on f6 in case he pushed. We do have knight to b4, attacking the queen and also threatening a fork as well. I really wanted to play that guy from my country, man. He was 1987. Sorry about that. Okay. I believe that I'm supposed to take the bishop. Of course, he has to take with the queen. Then we're gonna play knight to f6. Or takes a queen takes. Get out with the queen to b6. He's gonna cancel. My knight is here is very strong. But I don't want to play this and allow the knight into the position. So maybe I want to play bishop to d6. Let's play bishop to d6. If he ever attacked me, I might think of taking the bishop or simply playing bishop to b4. But after this knight to b4, sorry, this is not really a threat. Because of this, what is he trying to do? Okay, so he's attacking my bishop. Nice. So, can I play this? He taken, I would take, forcing the queen there, attacking the knight, forcing it back. I do like this move, bishop to f4. And here I'm forcing 2 pawns against like 4. So this move, what can he do? He doesn't have any checks. But here, takes, knight takes, he can simply have this check first. But I'm going to attack him. And when he moves his queen, I simply have a check, then taking the knight. So I think bishop to f4 is good. I want to play this, but what about this? I simply take with the knight, and when he takes with the pawn, I want to play this so bad. Okay, let's play it. Bishop to f4. If we traded off the bishops, this is going to be 100% equal game. There's no advantage for me or for my opponent. This pawn will be very bad for him in the future because it will be attacked by my queen and my knights. What I want to do is just simply take the bishop. I want to take with the bishop because when the queen cannot take, so he's forced to take with the pawn. These dark squares will be a little bit weak. Black doesn't have a lot of options, either to take or simply castle this way. Castling this way is very bad because you're losing the defender of this pawn and only defended by the knight. So if he castled this way, because what I'm trying to do is, like, when he takes with the bishop and I take with the knight, I'm forcing his queen to go all the way back there to try to defend, here to try to defend the pawn. And even when he attacks me, I'm going to gain more time. What is this move? He just lost the pawn. Or didn't. He just lost the pawn, right? I just take with the knight. You cannot take with the queen. If you take with the pawn, that's simply I cannot take it. That's idiotic. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. What about takes and he takes my bishop? I simply have a check and I can win the pawn back and my knight will be very safe. If I take with the knight and he takes my knight, I simply go all the way back. My bishop will do a good job restricting the knight's movement, so I think that knight takes. And if he takes me, that's a blunder because if check and I win the pawn. And if this, he might take, but that's not good. I want to take with the knight. It's a blunder to take my bishop. He has to take my knight. Now this pawn is going to be very, very weak in the future. We're going to play bishop to c7. Attack the knight. Because after he takes with the pawn, yes, exactly, he's seen that this is the best move. Can I do something else? I don't. I do have this check, and when he takes, I have knight to c. I have knight to c5. Knight to c5. But what about knight to c5 now? He takes with the knight, I give a check. No, just simply play it solidly, just go all the way back. We're going to play f5, attacking the knight moves somewhere else, then we're going to take this pawn. So he has to be very, very careful. He should not castle any side, he should move this pawn, defend it, do something. That's the blunder. He just lost the pawn. Because of f5, the knight cannot get into the position, so he's forced to move away. Then we would simply take any attack on my bishop. I can simply play queen to c7. So I do believe that this is a good move. Yes, it's weakening of this pawn, but who cares? The knight is forced back here or here, one of these two squares. I think it's better for him to go here, because when I take, he can simply attack me with the rooks. And I have to play queen to c7, defending everything. He might play queen here, and I simply castle. And when he takes, I simply play rook to e8. And when he takes the pawn, I take that one. I don't know, it's really complicated. The idea that I'm going to win a pawn, but he's gonna win it back some way because this pawn is very weak and this one as well. And when I take this pawn, I'm going to get attacked with the rook, and I have to defend with the queen to not move my bishop away, because I cannot take this one. Or I can actually take, because if I take and he attacked me and I take here and he takes, I can simply take with the queen. Yes, his rook will be there, but after I castle, my rook is defending the knight, so this is good. Okay, we take the pawn. He's gonna play either rook to g1, rook dg1, or rook hd1. But I think he has to play this, because if you play this one, I'm just gonna take, and when the knight takes, queen takes, you take here, I simply castle, I simply have some attacks on you. Yes, he played that one. I do have this move that attacks the rook, but he simply can take here. So what about pushing the pawn? And if he takes, I would take with the bishop, and when he takes this one, queen to c7, he doesn't have this move. Queen to c7, he's going to try to attack my bishop one more time. And I have to move here, then he's going to take this pawn, I'm going to castle. But what about pushing the pawn here? He might take, but that allows the queen into the position and win the bishop. That's very, very not a good move. So we have another option, which is bishop to f2. He would take. You know what? I'm just gonna go all the way back. He's gonna take here. I'm simply gonna play queen here, attacking the pawn, because I do need the bishop, and it's okay. I have won a pawn, and I have to give it back in order not to lose something. It's 100% okay to take this pawn. Or is it? Because after he plays rook takes here, I simply have bishop. No, that's idiotic. What about this? And he takes, and I take. What about this and he takes? We don't have to check. That's just an idiotic move, please. So I can try to play queen to a5 to attack the pawn. I do believe it's a good move because I want to castle, and he does not have any way to stop me from castling. So let's go here. He can try to double up to force this check, but we can simply castle. The move that I'm afraid of is this move, queen to c4. It is attacking my pawn, and I think the best move may be to go queen to d5, and if he takes, I would take with this pawn, and when I'm going to castle, I'm going to try to defend the pawn. But if he just played a passive move like king to b1, trying to defend the pawn, I'm going to castle. He's going to try to attack the pawn, and I simply have rook d e8 defending the pawn. So when I take, that's going to be a check. That's what I missed. I did not even spot this move, man. Knight to c4, I did not see it. Well, I suck. Even if I play this, it's going to be a check. He is not forced to move away to lose the rook. He can simply play queen here. Okay, so we're now winning this. We have to play all the way back. He's going to take me, and I'm going to take. And we're going to continue the game. There's no need to overthink this. We have to do it. I simply just did not see that the knight jumps in, attack my bishop and the queen. But it's okay. But my bishop is very, very strong. I am not supposed to give it away. But when he takes and I take, he simply doesn't have any way to stop me from castling, no matter what. And when he takes and I take, I am defending this pawn from the queen attack or any... Okay, this move I don't like. Because I can simply castle, bro. I'm not forced to take you. If I take with the knight... Wait, I can take with the knight. If he takes my queen, I take him with check first, then take the rook. So I can take with the knight. Your rook is hanging. And if you take with the pawn or with this, wait a sec. So if I take, he takes with the pawn, I simply take, He takes my bishop. Wait a second. Take. He's gonna take with the pawn. I'm gonna take the rook. He's gonna take with the check. I have to move there. It's a very bad position just to win the freaking rook. I can play bishop takes, and when go pawn takes, I simply have knight to e5. If you take me, I simply take. Yes, you have a check, but I simply move away. You don't have checkmate. Or I can simply just, wait a second. Bishop takes. If pawn takes, is that his plan? But what about knight takes? Knight takes is stronger. If he takes my queen, I simply take his queen with a check and simply take the rook. And if takes, knight takes, I simply take here. So taking with the knight is bad. And taking with the pawn, or taking my queen. So taking my queen is bad, and taking with the knight is bad. So what about knight takes, and he takes with the pawn? Knight takes, he takes with the pawn. I take here, and he takes with the pawn, or with the knight, or with the queen. I simply can play a rook to d8. Knight to e5. What about him taking with the knight? We simply take here. What about taking with the knight? He takes with the pawn. We simply take here. He can take with the pawn, or with the knight, or with the queen. If he takes with the knight, that's going to be a check, and I have to move away. Should I play knight takes e5? You know, what happens, happens, okay? Knight takes e5. Let me see what's gonna happen. Oh my god. Oh, he just takes right... The fuck? So queen takes rook. You take with the knight, that's a check that I simply move away. What is going on? I know that's a check. But what comes after it? I can simply play this. I want to play king here or king here. I think this is better not to lose the pawn. And simply will want to go rook to d8, pinning the knight to the queen. I do believe this is a good move. This pawn is hanging. Rook to d8 is very strong. Something like queen to g2 is also good. Wow. So I'm up 2 points of material just because I calculated correctly. Hopefully everything is working fine now, but I have to worry about time management now. Because he's up 2 minutes on the clock. He can move the knight back, but I simply want to attack him one more time. And when the knight moves, I want to take this pawn. He's going to try to infiltrate with the queen, which is really strong. But he's going to... I cannot take here with the check. So I think taking this pawn is very bad. I think after he moves the knight, I have to play rook to g8. Or maybe, just maybe, after knight here, I simply move the king here to try to make use of the rooks and connect them. I don't know why I played rook like king to e7, but I was afraid. King to e7, he takes here, and the queen would get in. Yes. This move is bad. Because he can simply take. But I can take the pawn. He cannot have any checks. Maybe king to e7 was better than king to f8 because now we are disconnecting the rooks. And a move like rook to d8 is very crucial to be protected by the other rook because you want to attack the queen. So if you move the knight, I simply don't have rook to d8 anymore, and I have to play something else. But if you play this, knight to c4 in defending the pawn, I simply am going to attack him, and I just want to take the pawn. The queen will infiltrate, and I have to play rook to g8. To stop any rook here with the queen trying to give me checks. Yes, I'm not that proud of this move. I calculated every move correctly, I guess correctly, but the move that I missed maybe king to e7. I was so afraid of knight takes and the queen getting in, but it doesn't work. After this, he takes the pawn, I simply take his pawn. So he wants to sacrifice the knight. What about he trying to sacrifice the rook? I simply take, queen takes, we simply move away and he's losing the game. So what about rook to d8? Because you don't have this anymore. But what about rook to d8? He takes with the knight, I take here, and when he takes my queen I simply take, and he's not winning this. So rook to d8 does make sense. I can just take this pawn. So if I take the pawn, what's going to happen? He can take like this. Okay, so I have to play rook to d8 to stop the knight from moving. And if I play rook to d8 and he sacrifices the rook, I simply take. And when the queen takes with check, I simply move here. He does have this check. I move here. He does have another check, and I move here. And no more checks. Right? So I think rook to d8 is better. Rook to d8, you cannot move the knight, and I'm going to take this pawn later, and hopefully I'm not blundering, man. Because if he takes with the knight, I simply take his queen, and you take my queen and I take. You put the rook there, yes, this is a good move, attacking my pawn, but I simply have rook to e8. Defending my position and continuing the game, right? But I think the best move is just to go knight takes f5. Knight takes f5, rook takes queen, knight takes queen, king takes. But I have two rooks, man. I mean, you cannot, like... This pawn is very, very, very important for my opponent. He has to protect it some way. He cannot play this. Oh, he can actually, yes, play it. Because now I'm threatening to play king to e7. And my idea of king to e7, I want to connect the rooks in case he ever takes or does anything. No, he's going to be losing his queen, so it's not a good move. But this, I'm just moving away out of this pin, so he might push this pawn. Oh my god, e4. But e4, I just simply take this pawn. You cannot take with the knight, you're going to lose your queen. And if you take with the rook, I simply take. And when you go queen takes, I take and knight takes, and I have two rooks for a knight. That's just winning. So even e4 push does not work because I can simply take the strongest pawn in his position. Hopefully these videos are informative for you guys and you're enjoying them. Because I am enjoying them. And I really enjoy when I play a higher rated player. But I'm still thinking about rook sack. I don't want to move away because the rook here will infiltrate with the queen and attacks and stuff. So when he takes with the rook and I take and queen check, I simply move here. He plays another check, we simply play this. He plays another check and I simply play king to g6, queen to g6. And if he played this, I simply take, but he can take with the knight, forking my rooks. But I just play rook to d3. In case he takes me, I take, and when he pushes those pawns, he's going to lose these pawns and I'm going to promote. Even this rook sacrifice does not work. And he is really, really sad that his knight cannot do any checks to open an attack on my rook. So his knight is bent, this pawn is weak, the queen can now move, or the queen, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do after queen to d4. Queen to d4, defending this weak pawn, and I have to do something about it. Maybe I have to play queen to g2, attacking the rook. And then I want to play rook to g8. At least I have a better position, but when he tried to get in with the queen, I simply have king to e7, and I'm 100% sure that I'm winning. But this move seems very far away. I mean, I'm moving away out of the defense of my king. But I think this is the appropriate, response to queen to d4 trying to defend the pawn. Because he doesn't have any other way to defend the pawn, right? He cannot play this because obviously he's going to lose his queen. He cannot push this because I told you I'm gonna take. What can he do? He cannot like do anything because I can simply take with a check in case he ever had something here. I'm trying to think of the best move for him. That move does not work for obvious reasons. This move does not work. So we calculated this, we calculated this, we calculated... What can he do? I don't know what can he do. If he literally found move better than all the moves that I calculated, this guy is a freaking genius. Okay, that does not look genius because I can simply take here, defending the pawn that's going to be attacked, and when you take with the pawn with the knight, I simply have a check, and you have to move away and another check, forcing. No, we cannot go for a rook queen trade because the rook is beating my pawn. But this pawn is very important. So when I take here, he wants to take there. Let me attack him one more time. He's gonna play this. I'm gonna play a check. I think this move is good. And this move, he cannot play this because that's a blunder. I'm gonna win the rook. So I do believe that taking the pawn is good. We are defending the weak pawn. If he sacrificed the rook for unknown reasons, you motherfucker! Oh my god! I missed this! I calculated this rook sacrifice. What the fuck? I did not think. When you take with the pawn, it's a checkmate! And if I take him, he's gonna take, and I can take. But it's gonna be a longer game, you know? Oh my god. That's a beautiful move that I fucking seen, but I did not see that the pawn moving away is gonna be leading to a checkmate. Wow. Just wow. So if I take with the pawn, that's simply just a freaking checkmate. If I'm forced to take with the queen, and he's gonna take, but I'm gonna take two rooks against the queen that are not connected. Let's take. But this is simply not... I don't know what to say. He's gonna play this check. 1,000,000,000% he's gonna play that check. So if I moved away, he's gonna take here. I simply play this. He's gonna take this pawn. I simply go here and try to defend my position. He's gonna take here. We simply don't have a way to defend both pawns. So we have to play rook to d7, defending that pawn. And when he takes, I simply play rook to h7. Wow, that's a beautiful move by him. Just amazing. Amazing. Obviously, this is not a good move because he can take and win the pawn there. So we have to play rook to d7, and he's going to take. But this is going to be a check, and when I move away, I'm going to lose my rook. So after this, and he takes, I simply move my king here, and he checks. I move there. He might take here. No. This, go back. But he can take this pawn. After this, and he takes, this, he might play this check, and when I go back, he's gonna take here. Wow, I'm just surprised out of this brilliant move that he made. Oh my god, I've seen it, but I did not look in depth what's happening. Rook to d7. He's gonna take this pawn 100% sure. I'm gonna play this. He's gonna play this check. I'm gonna block with the rook. And I'm protecting all my pawns. And show me what you got. This move, he gives me another check. I can simply block with the rook. And when he takes, what about this? And he gives me this check. I have to go back and he's gonna take the pawn. What is the best move in this shitty ass position? Rook here, he's gonna take with the queen. And I simply play this. But what about this? And he takes, and he gives me this check, and I have to go back. Then he's gonna take this with a check. And when I move away, it's gonna be another check, and he's gonna win that pawn. What about just moving away? He's gonna take here, and I would simply try to play here. He's gonna play this check, and I can simply play this. But that's a check. When I move away, he's gonna win this one. That's what happens when you don't have a connected rooks. Connected rooks against the queen, they fucking dominate, but they're not connected. What about playing this? If he gave me the check, I move back, but then he's gonna... What about just moving here? He would simply take and now move away. He's gonna take. What the fuck, this guy, man? Rook here, he's gonna give me this check, and I have to move there. I'm gonna lose that one. I should not lose a corner pawn. This, he's gonna give me this check. I have to move away. He's gonna take this one. And then I have to play this. But that's a check here. And I'm gonna lose this one. What the fuck should I do here? This, he's gonna take. Playing this is not good. Playing this is gonna give me this check, and when I block, he's gonna take that pawn with a check. And I have to move somewhere else. He's gonna give me another check, and if he knows what he's doing, he has to play queen to AA check. If he knows what he's doing. But let me just do a simple check on this guy. 2021, no, he's good. Smooth like butter. He takes the pawn. That move I don't like. Because I can simply play this. You give me a check. I need to play this to stop any checks to win the pawn. Here, this just, fuck me. Okay. I can play this move. He's gonna give me any check, and I can block with the rook to defend. But what about this? And he gives me this check, and when I go here and he takes this one, I attack him. So rook here, trying to connect the rooks. He's gonna give me this check. I block. He's gonna take, and I'm gonna attack him one more time. He's gonna try to defend the pawn. I can play this. He's gonna try to go here. I have to connect the rooks, right? I have to connect the rooks. Yes, give away this check for him to win the pawn. I think this is not maybe a good move because I can play this and he can play this check, and when I move away he's gonna not take because that's protected. So I think the best move for him is this check, yes. I wanna play this one. Keep lagging, you piece of garbage. He's gonna take, attack, so I can attack him like this. He's gonna try to go here, I'd simply take. If I take, I'm gonna lose my rook. And if I attack, yeah, just attack and blunder made in one, you bozo. My position is just fine. Everything's protected. He's gonna try to push his pawn. Maybe connecting the rooks was not a good idea. Maybe this was a good move. But the pawn's gonna get pushed. 3-on-1. Now I do have this. He does have a check and I have to move away. What about this? Let me try to use my king. I don't know for what freaking reason, but I do not believe that he can mate me with a queen and a freaking pawn at the center of the board, so I have to use my king to get into the position. That's a check. Simply move here. This pawn is not hanging because of a check, and he's gonna win me. I do have this. Another check. I'm not sure what to do. Let me move a pawn. I don't know for what fucking reason I moved the pawn out of the defense of these two rooks. I'm just an idiot playing chess. That's a check. We simply move here, defend. We can play this. That's a check. Move here. He's gonna push and I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna try to put the next rook here. He cannot take. He's gonna give me another check just because he's a freaking weirdo. He's gonna push this one. I think he wants to push b4. I think that is the best move, b4. That move? Okay, so I have to play this to stop him from playing that. If he pushed here, he goes with the queen here and I take, and he takes and I take and I take. Maybe that's a move as well. I need to move here. Let me move here. Because he's trying to push here and put the queen there. Well, I'm not forced to fucking take. Duh. That's a check. I have to move here. He cannot push the pawn. And even if he played this, I take and he takes. I take and I take and I move here, and then that may be a draw. But what about takes? And he takes with the queen and I go here and he goes there and I take. But what about this and takes and here and he takes and I take and he cannot. Oh my god. I can take here. I can take. He can have a check and I can move there. I can take. I can take. If you take with the queen, I'm gonna pin you. You take me and I can take. But what about you take and I pin you? You just simply push your pawn. I can give a check and I win the pawn. So you're forced to take. I'm gonna pin you. You take me, I take, and you cannot defend this pawn. Oh my god, am I doing a good job? Okay. What am I supposed to do here? It's gonna take him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 moves, and I have to go 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look, what the fuck? I have to be careful. Which move draws the game? This, and he goes maybe there with the... What about moving here? He's gonna move there, and I'm gonna move there. He's gonna go there. I'm not gonna win this. Let me push a pawn. He needs to play this to play this. Oh my god. He draws the game. That draws the game. But what? Oh, he can push this, and when I take my king far away to stop this one. So it's not maybe that draw. What about this, and he goes here? I go there, and he go there. But no, after this, he can simply push, and when I take, that's fucking it. Push another pawn, for obviously no fucking reason. I'm just giving him a... So move here, he's gonna move there. I'm gonna move here, he's gonna move there. I'm gonna go here, he's gonna take, and I'm gonna take. And I gotta take here, and I gotta move, then I'm gonna make... Which moves draws the game? This is gonna go here. This is gonna try to use his king. That move just draws the game. No, it doesn't draw the game. Push. Fuck me. What an idiotic move, dude. You can really show your endgame stupidity now. He's gonna win this. I have to stop the fucking pawn, and he's gonna go all the way to take the pawn, and that's it. I'm lost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No fucking way. Push the king, and my best chance is try to lock the king into the squares. Wait, if he takes an ambush here, he goes here, I go here, he goes here, he's winning. But what about this? I move here, he moves there, I go here, he pushes there, he's winning. I was doing a good job, but what? I just suck at pawn endgames. I'm practicing pawn endgames, but I still suck at them. He's supposed to take, and I can move here, he's gonna move there. I move here, he's gonna move there, and I'm gonna move here. So wait a second. This, he's gonna move there. I'm gonna move here, he's gonna go there. This, here. This, here, this. He can play, you moron! You moron, you fucking moron. This is... And I'm lost. Now I'm lost. Now I'm fucking lost. I gave him no opposition. This was the best move. Oh my god. I fucking know it was a draw. King e7, king f8. Fuck me, yeah, king e7. Messed it up. Oh, he's gonna move here. Move there, he's gonna go here, and that's simply it. Resign. It was a draw. I really tried my best, but just like it was a draw. Just king to e6. It was a draw, man. We're gonna see the game review. I'm so mad at myself now, man. I tried my best to do like good job here, and I freaking did, but maybe it was not a draw. Maybe, I don't know. I'm just gonna check now with the engine, of course. 83.1% accuracy in his 87.87%. He found a brilliant move, which is the rook sack. Amazing move. Beautiful move. Yo. Okay, so all of this is just opening stuff. What was I supposed to do? Take with the bishop, and it's worse to take with the pawn. That I don't understand. That is the best move. Oh, you ignored an opportunity to castle on the opposite side of the pool of the opponent. You permit the opponent to win a tempo with threatening bishop. You want me to castle this way when my pawns are pushed? Huh. Well, it doesn't seem that bad. Yeah, I just gave him this. It was actually queen to c7 the best move, but what about this? Oh, that was bad. Oh, queen here. Good move. That was the blunder because I can simply take with the knight. I don't know for what reason they did not give it a brilliant move because my queen is hanging. But I guess at the same time his queen is hanging, so it's not really a brilliant. And it's still better for white here. That's just fucking crazy. No, it was actually the best move, king to f8. A blunder? Oh my god. King to g8, king to h7, connect the rooks. He doesn't have any checks. He bushes here, you can simply try to defend. That was my idea, but I did not play it. That was the great move. He found the best move. Just beautiful. How he found this move, that was bad. That was bad. What was I supposed to do? Take the knight. Wow. Well, it does seem fine because when he takes, I simply play queen to e5, attacking and also attacking the other pawn. So it was equals, maybe. That was the brilliant move. Stunning move, amazing. And I thought it is a draw or I can hold it because two rooks, but he found the best moves. What was I supposed to do here? Move there. Lose to a freaking check. Move away, maybe to try to defend these two, trying to stop these. And after he takes this one, I have to defend this one, and that was the best move. But he missed it. He was supposed to play queen here, right? He was supposed to play queen to a8 check. What? I did not see this one. I have to block. That's a check. He moves here. That's a check. I'm forced to move either way, and I'm gonna lose either of the rooks. Oh. The engine just enlightened you with the perfect knowledge. Just amazing stuff. I tried my best to hold it. Oh, whoa. Yo, what was an opportunity to block a check from the opposing queen? I was supposed to block with the rook. Yeah, in no fucking way I'm gonna do that. And I took. But it's not a fucking draw. Well, looks like my in-game knowledge is good. This move draws the game. I fucking knew it. What was he supposed to do to win the game? Go all the way to this pawn, and whenever I try to attack, he's just faster. That was the great move. That was the best move. Ain't no freaking way I found all the best moves here. The problem with king to e7 that it allows... What did I do? I did this move. It was king to e7. This move allows him to have the opposition to control the squares that allows me to get into the game. King to e7, and when he pushes this one, I simply have this. He tries to go here, I go here, and I lock him in. King to e7. King to e7 is the best move, but I just missed it, and I was just completely freaking winning after this move. And now it's just a red carpet for the pawn to promote, and this is just winning for him. You had a pretty competitive game there. Both of you played an amazing opening. It was a well-fought middle game that your opponent got the better of. Your opponent found some good moves in the endgame. So he played 199.4, 88.1. I really enjoyed the game, even though he's higher rated, and I tried my best, and it was a draw, but I simply was so low on time, and come on, any person on the planet was gonna see king to e7 is just a freaking draw, but I just did not play it. I was supposed to play king to e7, it's 100% a draw, because if he pushed the pawn, I can simply sneak in, and he doesn't have a way to push the pawn anymore. Really beautiful game. I really enjoyed the game. I hope that you did enjoy it as well and you learned something informative from this one. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.